G'day, welcome to a bit of a Cavalry Chat to bring you up to date on what's happening for the 2018-19 ABL season from a Cavalry perspective. Alongside me, a man you know well, Mr. Dan Amodio.
Hello, Chris.
How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
We've got a heap to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
You could say that
Busy
again.
couple weeks.
And quick plug, by the way, Strike Zone podcast, all sorts of interviews with all sorts of people, and many more to come over the next couple of weeks as well. But let's get into what the new ABL is going to look like for season 2018-19.
First and foremost, probably two new teams, international focused. The ABL is going abroad. We're going international. So New Zealand has got a team coming along, and there's an all-Korean team that's going to be coming in, based here in Australia, that entering the league as well. So we're going from 6 to 8 teams, which is big change, number one.
I've seen a lot of people not get the concept of the Korean side. It's not going to mean every second week they're flying to Australia and then back to Korea, and there's going to be Australian teams flying over there. They're going to be based in Australia. They're going to have a home ground, venue to be determined.
Yeah.
And they'll play home and away as everyone else will during the course of the season.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's a group. We don't know exactly who they are yet. There's a group of minor league players that are looking for, similar to some of our guys that come over from throughout Asia or from America, looking for an opportunity to showcase their skills. The ABL is a league of opportunity.
And before we move on to New Zealand, the other thing about it is that, of course, it's for Koreans to play winter ball, there aren't a lot of opportunities at the moment.
Yeah.
Because
great opportunities for skiing.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Not so many great opportunities for playing baseball. So for them, come right down, same time zone, which would be great for the broadcast. It's a really nice fit.
You can imagine that it'll be 44 degrees in Perth and minus 23 in Seoul, you know.
Yes, it's going to be a nice big difference.
Yeah, just that kind of stuff, and I'm sure the Korean players are going to love it. At a personal level, I'm really excited about New Zealand. There's long been an association between the Cavalry and New Zealand. I mean, we've got Boss Monaro, we've had John Holdscombe in the past. New Zealand, prior to their first World Baseball Classic tilt, came to Canberra, played at the Fort against the Cavalry.
Yep.
And I think from memory, it was one of the first games that Anthony Overs and I actually did commentary for together.
Okay.
I met Ryan Flynn from Baseball New Zealand for the first time there, and he's been gunning for a New Zealand side in the ABL basically since before the league began. He's got his dream, and from a Cavalry perspective, this is really exciting. We're going to play them home and away every season.
That's right, yeah. So one of the other big changes was splitting up the 8 teams into 2 divisions, conferences. I think the divisions is the word we're going with. And New Zealand is in our division, which means, like you said, we're going to be flying over to Auckland once a year, and they'll be flying over to Canberra once a year for the start of what could be hopefully a really good rivalry. Along with some of the other teams that are also in the division are already rivals. It's like they really hand-selected those for us, with 2 teams that we love to beat in the Blue Sox and the Bandits. So
we've got Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra and the Kiwis, with more details to come about that New Zealand team in the Northeastern Division. We
tried to get we had meetings up in the Gold Coast last week.
Yep.
And we tried to squeeze out of Ryan what he was going to name the team. Or
he's kept that incredibly well hidden.
Well,
I was talking to him this morning. He wouldn't even let it out of the bag. Okay. He said, "It's coming. The name's coming."
Holding on that one for a surprise. Well, it's got to get hatch-printed soon, so hopefully it gets gone to it quick.
So that is going to be awesome, and let's hope that the Cavalry can put out a suitable welcome for New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh, no question about that, and vice versa. I know, like you mentioned, Boss and now Moko as well. It's got to be really cool for them to go over and play in their home country. I still remember during the World Baseball Classic qualifier when
Boss went nuts.
Oh,
it was a game where he went berserk for New Zealand.
Yeah, and he was out there. They were out there leading the haka, and there's a lot of pride there, you know, and that's really cool. And Boss has been such a great addition to the Cavalry family. It'll be a very cool experience for him to go home and play.
But he has signed for the Cavalry. We should reiterate that he has signed for the Cavalry again
He will
for next
be wearing
season.
orange and black when we go over to New Zealand. He's going to be hitting homers.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, he'll be hitting homers, but they will be for the Cavalry.
Exactly, and more to come on that New Zealand side as well. But and I know there are people who haven't quite got a handle of why we've got to have conferences.
Yeah.
We have a really limited window for the ABL. We have basically 12. I think we could take it out to 14 with a bit of a stretch. We have basically a 12-week window, which allows us a 10-week season and then a 2-week postseason.
Right.
And to divide it up into conferences, you get 6 series in your own conference, which is the other 3 teams home and away, and then you get 4 in the other conference, 2 at home, 2 away, which means we may not play Perth every year, we may not play Perth here every year, or we may not play Adelaide here every year.
Yeah.
But we'll get we'll get them. We still get everyone across the course of the season.
That's right. So we'll get to see all the teams, but we'll travel to Perth every other year if we keep the format in the way it is, which I don't think is going to upset too many people here.
No, probably not. Yeah.
It's always a tough trip to make. But yeah, like you said, so we'll have with those core teams with New Zealand and Sydney and Brisbane, we'll see them home and away every year. And then with the other division, we'll just play in one series.
All right. Well, let's move on to actually real quick. Has a decision been made over the postseason yet, or are there still options being
Not yet. We had a really good discussion about it last week, and we're starting to narrow down the options, but we haven't quite gotten to that spot where we're there yet.
But it'll be 4 teams.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
And
you'll want to win your division.
Winning your division is going to be a way into the playoffs in any scenario we've talked about. So
that's easy. Just beat the Bandits, beat the Sox, beat New Zealand, and we're there.
Already part of the plan.
Okay, right. So that's sort of that bit, and more to come on that. Now, you mentioned a second ago, Dan, that we'll go to Perth every second season, but people will still be able to watch. Does that mean, and we might as well start with the local broadcast stuff, Dan, does that mean that we're going to actually see a return to, or go back to closer to something like we used to have, where there'll be cameras at most, if not all, games?
My understanding is yes. Cam and Ben and Rosie have been really pushing hard to bring back every game streamed, so that people not only here can follow their teams, but people overseas as well that maybe can't come to any games can still keep in touch with their teams everywhere.
That's part of this whole, now that we've got an international footprint, we have to cater for, there'll be more fans who want to know what's going on, there'll be fans in Korea who want to know what's going on with the team Korea's playing next. The Kiwi fans across the ditch will want to know, okay, so in New Zealand we've got Canberra next week, but let's see how the Cavalry are going against the Blue Sox this week. That's
right, and if you have that actual footage to watch, it just makes it that much real. I mean, they've done such a good job with ABL TV. It's a great product. It looks great, and I know they've got great intentions of raising the standard so that the broadcast looks even sharper and making sure every game is covered.
Does my commentary fee get doubled this year?
Doubled.
Again, excellent. That's been 4 years in a row.
Just climbing up the ladder.
Hey, it's just another 0 on the end.
It's one of the, we are very, very proud to say in Canberra, we've got a lot of bests going down here in Canberra. Broadcast crew, right at the top of the list.
Not the best paid, but anyway. Okay, so what does New Zealand bring by way of broadcast? Or what do we believe? Because I know that there's a lot about New Zealand that's yet to be confirmed. But what do we believe it'll be?
As you said, I don't think anything's set in stone for sure. We're hoping, and what we're sort of in the back of the mind setting as a goal is to have, I think they've set as a goal, to have all of their home games broadcast. Mm-hmm. They've got a great partner over there, a great broadcast partner over there in Sky TV, and their goal is to get each of their home games broadcast. We'll probably let Ryan all that stuff happen.
But again, that just goes to show how important New Zealand is. When New Zealand has a team, their media get behind it, go berserk.
Which is excellent. Yeah. So with the addition of these 2 teams, in addition to bringing some talent in, we're also going to have the nice opportunity to get broadcast out, which getting into that TV world is such a great plateau to try to cross for a league like ours. And they're 2 big important pieces in getting there.
So Korea will be broadcast back to Korea?
Correct. Yeah.
All their games?
All their games, yeah. So one of the cool things, I mean, you know what it's like when back when the ABL Championship Series would come into town and the TV trucks would roll in and it's a good feeling, you know? And they're going to be doing the same thing this year, where every team they travel to, Canberra included, is going to have the TV trucks brought in, and we'll have an international broadcast, which is a cool opportunity for us to showcase our guys and for our players to showcase their skills on the international stage.
Do you know if we're going to get Korea in Canberra this season, or is the schedule still up in the air?
TBD on that one.
All right. Because how good's our ballpark?
Yeah.
Our completely redone ballpark
Yeah.
going to look on television?
It'll look great.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. Whether it's this year or next year, it'll be great to showcase that.
Okay. We talked about the ballpark. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But some not just big changes league-wide, of course. It's hard to believe it's only about 4 or 5 weeks since the announcement about the Cavalry's ownership. And again, I'm thrilled to be a part of it. And I've always felt part of the Cavalry, but now to actually put my hard-earned on the table, and I'm now officially a part of it in a different way. Since that announcement was made, I'm just curious here, has there been anyone else come forward and said, hey, I wouldn't mind, I'd like to get on board? Has it generated a bit of interest in that, in a financial sense for the club?
Definitely. And it's been great overall. Just not that I'm surprised, but I'm continuously amazed by how well the community here in Canberra gets around the Cavalry.
Yeah.
And just, thinking back to the day when we made the announcement that, this is now a Canberra-owned team. I mean, I'm probably the furthest person away from Canberra of having only moved here a couple of years ago, and everyone else is kind of like so well entrenched in the Canberra community. It's just how well people have responded to that and how much that sense of ownership has grown. It's very cool, and there have been a lot of people that have come up and put their hand up and gotten in touch with us. And from our perspective, the finances are the finances, and we've got to raise some money to make this thing work. To get some more people hired, to grow the resources of what we have, and start spending money in ways that will help us grow the team to where we know it can be. But for us, it's one part that, and one part just finding good people that want to be involved, and can bring some passion to the table that can help this thing along. So that's always been the goal, and it's been really cool to see the people that have, even if they've come up and say, hey, you know what, I just want to be a part of it, what can I do? Like, I'll buy a brick or whatever they want to do, has just been a really great feeling.
Well, let's talk about buying a brick, or indeed the other options that are available, because, where are we? We're early June, 6th of June as we record this, so 3 weeks and a bit till the end of the financial year.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a tax deduction, and you don't have to spend thousands for this, you can spend a few dollars and get a tax deduction and have your name at the currently being redeveloped the Fort at MIT ballpark. Lots of demand for that, lots of interest for that?
Yeah, they've been going really well. So all that's done through the Sports Foundation. Like you said, it's 100% tax deductible. They spit out, as soon as you put it through, they spit out a receipt that you can include in your tax forms. And it's a really, the ASF is a great program that allows for that. But that's exactly right. And the reason we're doing it is, so the ACT government has very generously put in some money to fund the entire redevelopment at the ballpark, which is awesome.
That's for the baseball facilities.
And also for a lot of the member facilities and the spectator facilities around. But the money can only go so far, and rightfully so. They get focused on a lot of the guts of things. So for us, our intention is to raise some extra money to put totally back into the facility on some of those areas that where we can add a little bit extra value. The locker rooms being one of them. So the locker rooms that the government will give us are going to be great and new and fantastic, but we want them to be the best in the country. Our function room and the members bar above the grandstand, we're going to have a great functional facility, but we want it to be the best in the country, and we want that to be the Canberra Baseball Hall of Fame. So those are the types of things, the bells and whistles that'll really make the ballpark pop. We're taking 100% of the money that we raise through that process and putting it back into the ballpark.
And of course, more details of that via the Cavalry website or the Facebook page. Just get in touch with yourself.
For sure. It's all access. You can go straight to the Sports Foundation site if you want to, or get in touch with me and we'll walk you through it.
There we go. And real quick, how are things going? I've seen some really nice
Yeah,
photos.
great. Yeah.
Am I allowed to ask about what's going on behind home plate? I'm seeing trenches and stuff there. Can you tell me that, or is that a secret for another time?
No, I mean it's hard to get around. Like I was standing in that trench a couple weeks ago now when we did a visit. The bunker boxes that have been behind home plate have been a staple of the kind of that premium experience.
But they're going in a real bunker now.
Now they're going to be an actual.
Is that what
bunker.
you're saying?
Yeah. So the trench is there. We're going to dig them into the ground. So they'll be down about 400 mils below the ground, and we're going to take that fence away. So you'll be looking right into the ballpark.
Wow.
And it's an unbelievable experience. If you haven't been to some of the ballparks that do
Dodger
it well,
Stadium's got it not immediately behind plate. They've got it sort of up the lines.
Yep.
But this is going to be right behind home plate.
The place to look at is in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, where the Iron Pigs play.
Yeah.
Some of our guys, like Barnesy, has spent some time playing at that facility, and that's the experience where you're sitting down and you're looking up into the ballpark. Your face is pretty much right at the strike zone level. It's a pretty cool experience, and
so they're the fans who, when they give the umpire a hard time about a call, they're the ones.
Yeah, not that anybody sitting in the bunker box has ever talked smack to either the umpires or the opposing team.
No, that'd never happen.
Yeah.
No.
But now they'll know exactly if that pitch is a little too high or a little too low.
Great. So bring your own radar gun, measure the pitch.
That's it. Yeah, good idea.
Stuff,
but so that stuff is going extremely well.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough good things about the way the government has really gotten behind this project, and they're doing a great job delivering it. We are still on schedule to be wrapped up prior to the ABL season. It's going to be a rush, as it always is. I understand the Canberra winters are not always bright and sunny like they've been the last couple of weeks.
But when are we going to, or when should we see baseball back at Narrabundah?
End of November.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start the first couple of weeks away, just to give it a little time to breathe. And
how far away? Can you give us a clue?
Not confirmed yet. Once we get that confirmed, I'll let you know.
Tease.
Once it gets confirmed.
Everyone's teasing me. He's teasing me. People on strike zone teasing me. No one's saying anything.
I know you're looking forward to that first trip to Auckland.
You bet.
And
now I know it's confirmed.
I'll tell you what, whether it's in November or December or whatever, we're going to do something special for that trip to New Zealand. We'll give you some more details on that one later, but we would love to get a little crew of Cavalry fans to come over there. And
so should people be registering their interest for a Cavalry?
Yeah, again, there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that soon.
But if you want to register, you can. If you want to let the club know, hey, I'd be interested, you just drop an email or a Facebook comment.
We're going to partner up with a really good company that can help with that stuff.
Right.
But anyway, so it's going to be a rush, inevitably. If you've ever done a redevelopment on your house, you know these things never go according to plan.
Baseball stadium's a bit bigger than a house.
A little bit bigger. But so it's going to be a rush, and the first weekend's going to be special. It's probably not going to be perfect to where exactly where we want it to be. But we're hoping to be playing baseball in that last weekend of November with a brand new look and a brand new feel.
Two other quick ones. One real quick one. Wollongong Classic. Is it happening again this season? Will it be Canberra and Sydney?
That's our hope. Yes.
Okay.
I had a chance to sit down with Adam, who's the new owner of the Blue Sox.
Good guy.
Excellent guy.
Yeah.
Got some really cool big ideas, and his regional focus fits very well in with ours.
He's from Newcastle. He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Lots of good people come from Newcastle, Dan.
Lots of good people.
Lots of good people come
I've
from
heard
Newcastle. You know, not just him, not just Boss. There are lots of good people who come from Newcastle.
There are. And so hopefully that continues on into its third year, and hopefully if things go well, you know, we've got a squad playing out of Wollongong, or at least spending some time and playing more than just one game in Wollongong. But markets like that have, not too dissimilar to Canberra, I would say, have really proven to be a good growth engine for the league. And it'd be cool to create another rival just kind of off the Hume Highway.
Well, it'd be handy to have Canberra, Wollongong, Sydney, you know, lots of close play baseball. I'd love that.
For sure.
That'd be good fun.
For sure. It's nice. It's great, and it's great for the league. You know, it's great to see. I think it's another thing that Cam and Ben especially have seen is once they've opened up, they've seen a lot of cities put their hand up to want to be involved, and what does it take for me to get a team? And I know those guys are really keen on getting it out there.
And it's going to tap into, and we've got to wrap up, but it's going to tap into markets that other sports aren't even looking at.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, this is where baseball, and that's what's so great about baseball in the States.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, yeah, it's in big cities, but it's in smaller population centres as well, where there are other sporting codes fear to tread, and that's what's great. Quick plug before we wrap up. Yeah, it's the middle of winter. Yeah, it's been pretty ordinary, cold and stuff.
Yeah.
But Cavalry events continue, and there's one not too far away. Member Mania, tell us about it. What is it, and how can we get on board?
Next Saturday, all you need to do is come out. It's a free event, and it's going to be fun. I mean, it's an off-season party celebrating the members, both current and future.
Bring a friend.
Yeah, bring a friend, please. It's a good opportunity. We're going to put an MLB game on. We'll probably put the Dodgers game on for you, Chris.
What can I say?
We'll put it on the background. We've got a handful of... there you go.
My mate Vin will be very happy.
He will be
very happy. Very happy. Won't you, Vin? Yes, he's nodding.
But so it'll be a bit of a watch party for that. We're also got a couple of the Cavalry guys who are still in town. So Kyle Perkins will be there. Kenty will be there. Frank will be there.
Frank Gailey's coming down. Awesome.
Frank will be there. And hopefully Christina. And Lee Mills should be there as well. So the chance to meet the guys, mingle. We'll have a little autograph station set up. Hopefully you can lead them through on a little bit of an interview.
Hey, we'll do that.
So Percy and Sarge will be there, as will the Diamond Dolls. So
it'll be like game day, but just no game.
It's gonna be a party, man. You know how we do it. And it'll be at the German Club. So plenty of soft pretzels to be had there as well.
And the big lamb, the big pork thing. The
pork knuckle.
Yeah, the pork knuckle, that's it, yeah.
Is that going to be in your future? Are you going to be...
my Magic 8 Ball's hiding, but signs look good, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But come on out. It's just a celebration.
What time does it start?
Starts at 12 o'clock. We'll run to about 4 or so when it winds down.
So that's Saturday, 16th of June at the Harmony German Club. And the other thing is, turn up if you've got other questions. You want to know about what's going on with the Cavalry or with the ABL. This man will be there.
Yep.
Will the other boss man be there?
He should be there as well.
And the other boss man, Don, will be there.
I assume Sarge. Okay, not Sarge. Yeah. Don, you're asking.
Him. And I'll be there. I don't know anything, but I'll be there anyway. And we'll have a chat then.
Perfect.
Hey, I think we've covered everything. But if you've liked this little chat and you want to see more of this kind of stuff from the Cavalry, let us know. We're playing around with a few ideas, a few new multimedia and online ideas for season 2018-19. And of course, if you run a business and you want to get on board as a sponsor, now is the time to put your hand up and say, hey, I'd like to be involved, because
sponsorship season is underway.
There are a heap of opportunities. There are more opportunities for sponsors this year than ever before now that we run our own club. Yeah?
That's right. Absolutely. And
your sponsorship dollars, your Canberra sponsorship dollars will stay with the Canberra team.
That's right. That's right. And when you add the international exposure that comes along with it, it's a whole new conversation, and it is a really cool chance to get involved.
There we go. Dan, always good to catch up.
Thanks for having me.
We might go and have a cold drink.
I like that.
Good idea. He's Dan Amodio. I'm Chris Coleman. We'll catch up with you again soon for another Cavalry Chat.